Hi, and welcome to another video by Jim the Car Guy. Today we have a 1999 Toyota 4Runner with a 2.7 liter engine. We're going to be replacing the alternator. The alternator itself is actually down next to the battery down inside here. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to disconnect the battery first and then we'll start to take it out. So let's get started and we'll see how it goes. First thing we're going to do is disconnect your battery. I always disconnect your negative side of the battery first. Let's take that off and just relocate it so that we don't have anything touching into it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to, down on top of the alternator itself, we're going to remove the power lead, which is right down here. Looks like about a 10 millimeter. We're just going to take that and relocate that to the side. And then you can just take that lead off of the alternator and just move it to the side. For now we're done with that. Next thing we're going to do is down on the back of the alternator we're going to unplug the electrical connector down here, and you basically just push this prong in and you just rock it back and forth. And you unplug it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to loosen up the bolts down here. We can just loosen this, and then we can loosen the adjuster. I just usually just push it up out of the way, just to get it out of the way so we can get the belt off. We can take this totally out because we're going to be reusing this on the new alternator. And then down, let's see if I can show it to you. We're going to be removing the lower bolt down on the bottom of the alternator. It's covered in grease down here, but it's a bolt that goes right through here. It's a 14 probably millimeter. We're going to remove that bolt and we're going to pull the alternator out. You can take the bolt totally out. And then the alternator should just pull right off. You can just rock it back and forth and it pulls right off. And it's just a matter of getting it out through the opening up here. What I find the best way to get that alternator out of that opening there is to remove the bolt that holds the adjustment bracket in place. If you just take that bolt out, you should be able to relocate that bracket. Okay, and then you can just take out the bracket. Gives you a little more room to work on to get the alternator out. And then we're going to take the alternator out right through here. That's where it's going to come out. And that's it. And then I'll show you how to reinstall it in a moment. Okay, we got the replacement alternator now, and we're going to place it back into position, and then we can slide it back down where it belongs in the opening down here. So let's just get this in there, and we'll see how it goes. You're just going to put it back in, obviously, the way you took it back in, the way you took it out. And what we're going to do first is we're going to connect the bottom bolt. That's the pivot bolt. Okay. And then you put the bolt in through the bottom. That's the pivot bolt to hold it in place. And you can just move your alternator up, and we're going to reattach that bracket that we have previously taken off. And then we're going to put that back in. And we'll just screw that bolt in. We won't tighten it all the way tight. We'll just screw it in place. Reattach the bolt. That's the adjustment bolt, and we're not going to tighten it, we're just going to catch it in place and screw it in. So this way we can tighten up this bracket over here. Just going to tighten up the bolt that holds the bracket in place. And then we can reattach our fan belt. slide the adjustment bolt back into position, and then we can tighten the adjustment bolt until we get the proper tension on the fan belt. Again, we want to have about 1/4 of an inch play, and we can just tighten it up until we get to that. And then we tighten up this bolt, which is the adjustment bolt on top. That's tight. And we're going to plug in our electrical connector in the back until it snaps in place. And we're going to reattach our positive lead. I'm just going to tighten it down a little bit. Remember, you don't have to go too tight on this here, you just have to snug it down. You don't want to break the back of the alternator where it connects on. That's it. Now we're just going to go down to the bottom and re-tighten up the lower bolt on the bottom pivot, and that's it. Then you're all set. Start it up and check the output, and you should be in good shape. And then last, what we're going to do is we're going to reconnect our negative terminal back onto the battery, and you'll be all set. Alright, so that's it. You're pretty much all set. Just make sure you check your output to make sure it's charging properly, and you're good to go. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.